Welcome back to A World Gone Mad, the place where reality feels less like a news cycle and more like a demolition derby run by billionaires, conmen, and truth contortionists who can't finish a sentence without lying through their teeth. I'm Jeff Allen Wolfe, your unwilling tour guide through this circus of collapsing institutions where truth's been stuffed into the trunk, democracy's clinging to the bumper, the driver's flooring it, and driving with a blindfold on. You could be sipping lattes, pretending not to see the smoke pouring from the White House, but you're here, and that tells me you're done pretending too. Before I get into the news, I want to take a moment to announce the winner of the $50 Amazon gift card. Huge thanks to everyone who participated. Your responses, your support, your engagement mean a lot. This show doesn't exist with the Wolfpack listeners, and I don't take that lightly. Okay, virtual drum roll. Ready? Boom. That was a very pathetic drum roll. And the winner of the $50 Amazon gift card is Jennifer M. M, last initial in the last name, M, from Longmont, Colorado. Jennifer has already been notified. Congratulations, Jennifer. Spend it well. And again, thank you to everyone who entered the contest. I will be holding more contests in the near future. Also, if you're one of these listeners who hears me say my email towards the end of my show and thinks basically the show is over and you bail, please don't. Some of the sharpest, strangest, and most unhinged things happen after the credits start to roll. Trust me, you'll want to stick around and listen. Okay, here we go. Over the weekend, the Trump administration scrambled to avoid detonating a full-blown trade war with the European Union, a mess they created, then rushed to fix just in time to call themselves heroes. What you're about to hear isn't the version you'll get from corporate media. It's what actually happened and who's going to pay for it. So here's what really happened. Trump threatened a 30% tariff on European goods. Why? Because that's how his administration operates. Throw a grenade into international trade, scream, "America first," and wait for someone else to clean it up. Then, surprise, they worked out a deal to make it only 15%. And somehow, we're supposed to be grateful? That's like punching you in the face, then demanding applause because they didn't break your jaw. And let's not ignore the press release confetti. $600 billion in EU investment coming to America. Great. When? Where? What kind? They don't say. But it sounds big, and sounding big is the only real deliverable in this White House. Meanwhile, the workers this was supposedly for, the steel workers, the aluminum crews, the auto tech teams, are still looking around like, so are we protected yet? Or do we just clap and pretend? Spoiler, nothing's fixed. The tariffs are still hurting. The jobs are still shaky. And the only people making money are the ones selling this chaos as strategy. This isn't policy. It's trauma economics. Invent the emergency, then rescue the country from the fire you lit. And if it burns down anyway, just blame Europe, Biden, windmills, or hell, immigrants. It was a crisis they created, dialed it down, and sold back to us as leadership. And if you think this is the last time they'll do it, you haven't been paying attention. This is their playbook. They burn the house down, then ask for credit because the garage is still standing. So that was the trade deal. Smoke, mirrors, and damage control. Now let's talk about something worse. Ghislaine Maxwell wants her conviction erased. For anyone who forgot, she was Jeffrey Epstein's fixer, recruiter, enabler, and, depending on which circles you travel in, Elon Musk's dinner guest. Maybe more. She trafficked underage girls to powerful men. Now she wants a do-over. She's not asking. She's daring. Ghislaine Maxwell is marching her way back into the headlines, filing an appeal with the Supreme Court like she's just disputing a parking ticket, not a human trafficking conviction tied to a billionaire sex ring. She claims she was covered by Epstein's sweetheart deal from 2008. You know, the one so corrupt it made Florida prosecutors blush, and somehow got him work release from jail to go home and molest more girls. Yeah, that deal. And now she wants in on it. 15 years and one global scandal later, because the weather in prison isn't to her liking, and Trump's back in power, and hey, maybe the air smells just right for another magic loophole. You think this is just a legal long shot? This is a pressure test. She's checking to see if the old network still works, if the names in the black book still have phones that ring, if the silence she bought back then still holds up under newer management. This isn't a woman seeking justice. This is a high-level operator with nothing left to lose and everything left to trade. And if that doesn't scare you more than half the bullshit in the headlines this week, you've already accepted that the powerful don't get punished. They get appeals. Okay, this one should be the front page of every media outlet and newspaper. Trump's EPA is trying to erase the only legal reason the government is allowed to fight climate change. Not slow it down, not defund it, delete it. It's called the endangerment finding. It's been law since 2009. It says, hey, maybe letting billionaires roast the planet for profit is a public health risk, you think? And that single sentence is what's holding the Clean Air Act together. Trump's people want it gone. Because if you kill the law that says pollution is dangerous, you don't have to regulate it. This isn't rolling back regulations. It's turning climate change into a non-event by rewriting the legal definition of reality. You may not have heard about this, and that's the point. Trump's EPA is moving to repeal the endangerment finding. That's the legal backbone, the thing that gives the federal government the power to say, hey, pouring CO2 into the sky like it's confetti, well, that's bad. It's not a policy. It's not a program. It's the legal admission that climate change is real, man-made, and a threat to human life. And they want to erase it. Why? Because again, once you delete the law that says reality exists, you don't have to follow the law anymore. No regulations, no Clean Air Act, no limits on pollution from oil companies, power plants, or your cousin's coal-powered jet ski, if that ever became a thing. This isn't a debate. This is a straight-up legal disappearing act. You don't need to win the climate argument if you just rewrite the dictionary. And the timing? Not an accident. They're doing it quietly. While you're screaming about TikTok bans, book removals, and which puppet on PBS might be gay, they're pulling the plug on planetary survival. This isn't rolling back regulation. This is sabotaging the concept of regulation altogether. It's not even denial anymore. It's extraction by legal euthanasia. And if you think this is just bureaucratic stuff, something for the lawyers and lobbyists to work out later, you don't understand who's driving the bus anymore. This is the system. It's not broken. It's doing exactly what it was redesigned to do. Protect the powerful and let the rest of us choke. You got comments, rants, or emotional outbursts, Wolfpack listeners? Or maybe just wire me $5,000 with a note that says, Jeff, please shut the hell up. Because silencing voices is cheaper than fixing anything. I accept cash, sarcasm, and wildly misspelled threats. Email me anytime. madworldtalk@gmail.com. madworldtalk@gmail. Write something brilliant. Write something unhinged. Write something that makes the FBI say, we should probably flag this. Or leave me a message on my 24/7 free voicemail line, 833-399-9653. It's toll free. Call and hear the part of tonight's episode I had to cut. The one my legal team called a little too honest, Jeff. Unfiltered, unedited, not available anywhere else. I'm dead serious. You need to call my voicemail box to hear this segment that I had to delete. It's not on Apple, not on Spotify, not even on Buzzsprout. I dare you. Let's see who's actually got the balls. 833-399-9653. It's bonus information for those of you that call. Also, don't forget to leave a review on Apple or Spotify. It's the only way my podcast gets noticed instead of buried. Without your stars and comments on Apple and Spotify, they assume I'm just some unstable guy whispering political rants into an empty shopping cart behind a Walmart. This has been A World Gone Mad. I'm Jeff Allen Wolf. I'll be back Wednesday because someone has to say the shit that no one else will. And apparently, that job's mine. Until then, stay grounded, stay skeptical, and if all else fails, stay hopeful.